everybody. Welcome to Mismatch Readers Club. My name's Eliza, which you should know by now, let's be real.
For real.
And I've got Hana here next to me. How are we?
It's been 2 weeks for you guys, and it's been, what, half an hour?
Half an hour, 45 minutes.
Yeah, we've had some food, we've had some snacks. This is actually the first time that when we've been recording that we've actually stopped and eaten.
Yeah, I made a point of being like, I'm going to the shop to get coffee. I'm also going to get snacks because us bitches need to eat.
Which I think is good because I feel like the second episode we record is we're always lower energy. And I'm like, it's because we fucking forget to eat. So yeah, we've just had some snacks. We've, what do we do? Oh, we've talked about
many things that we can't talk about on mic.
Yeah, and then I showed you the woman that I'm obsessed with on Instagram at the moment, which is Kaiser. If you knock that over, I'm going to be so upset. Anyway, obsessed currently with the Nunchuck Princess on Instagram, the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. The first time I saw one of her videos, I whimpered and put my whole fist in my mouth. So
she's hot. She's hot.
I could not believe it. I love to see a woman with a weapon.
Same. You know what I wish existed in Adelaide is like fitness classes, but with like swords and daggers.
I feel like I've seen that on Instagram where, not in Adelaide, but where people are just like, oh yeah, I'm doing like a fitness regime, but it's to be like a character in a fantasy novel. Yeah. And I'm like, that actually looks pretty cool.
Absolutely. Sign me the fuck up. I would go.
The person the
fantasy heroine workout class, sure, done.
Oh yeah. The woman on Instagram was saying that like she isn't training for, because like, you know, butthurt men get in and go like into her comments and they're like, okay, now hit something with it and prove that you've got strength. And it's like, well, she's muscly. Oh, there's a cat here. Hello. Well, ADHD kicked in then. The cat is here.
She doesn't often.
Our other guest producer. And they're like, oh, you know, break something with it, show you've got strength. It's like, A, she's muscly. And also she has said, she's like, I'm not training for combat. She's like, it's dexterity and everything like that. Yeah. And also it looks cool. Like, you can just do things because it looks cool. That's why I have a bunch of tattoos. Because I was like, I'm not putting thought into many of these, but they look cool.
Yeah, I would like to train in the event that the ever-impending apocalypse happens, that I might be able to fend for myself.
I'm so fucked. I have no coordination. So, like, if the apocalypse happens, see you later.
See ya.
I'm signing off. All right. What are we talking about this episode? Or am I doing a Booker update?
I think a Booker update first.
All right. So as of today, the Booker, International Booker is now going to be funded by I think it's the Buckman Philanthropies or the Buckman family for 10 years, which is so good. And they're doubling the prize money. So it's now £50,000 for author. Just be £50,000 for the author and for the translator.
£100,000 total.
Yeah.
For the prize money.
And each shortlisted title will continue to be awarded a prize of £5,000, which is £2,500 for the author and £2,500 for the translator. And the panel for the International Booker, for the Booker Prize next year has been announced. And it's Katie Kitamura.
For the Booker or it's the International Booker it's been announced for? Has it not? Yeah, International Booker.
It's the International Booker, yeah.
Sorry.
No, because I was looking at it and I was like, I was confused, but I was reading information in 2 different paragraphs. Anyway, sorry.
Anyway.
So the chair of it is going to be Katie Kitamura, who wrote Audition, which was on this year's long list, I think.
Maybe. The name Katie Kitamura sounds familiar, so.
Yeah, she's great. I really love her books. Patrick McGuinness, Caleb Azuma Nelson, which, fuck yes, I love Caleb Azuma Nelson. Tessa Thompson, and also love Tessa Thompson. And Olga Raven is going to be on the panel as well, which I think is going to be awesome. I love Olga Raven. Obviously, we are big Wax Child heads around here.
On the Wax Child, Brooke read the Wax Child.
Yes!
And really enjoyed it.
Yes.
She said that initially she didn't even, like, she was like something. She said to me, I might have this completely wrong, so feel free to correct me, Brooke. I can't remember if she said I was reading it and couldn't put my finger on what was wrong, like not wrong, but like what didn't seem right about the way it was written. And then I realized that it's because there's no quotation marks for speech.
Yes,
Sorry.
classic.
And and then it clicked and she was like, oh, there it is.
Yeah.
But she's read I think she's read some other stuff where it doesn't have it either. So she was like, it didn't feel.
Yeah, I think it also is like pretty common
for
nowadays.
Translated works, I think.
For translated books, yeah, but also like for literary fiction, it is like the first books I read where it had no quotation marks were, I think, the Sally Rooney books.
Wow, really?
Which admittedly I read like whenever they first came out, which was I think like 2016 maybe. It's definitely more and more common that I've been seeing. So anyway,
written in more. Is that would that be considered like written in an omniscient style?
No, I don't think so. Oh,
the wax showed, I would say, is definitely written in like an omniscient style.
Yeah, I think it is because it's not. What's the word I'm looking for? Wow, I was going to say, wow, the snacks gave me energy, but they've just made me brain dead.
It's told from the perspective of the wax child, but the wax child as this omniscient being.
Yeah. I was thinking it's not first person narration. That's what I was thinking of. Anyway, so the Booker Prize, though, is going to be, the long list is going to get announced in, hold please.
3 weeks, 4 weeks?
Tuesday, 28th of July, which will be the Booker dozen of 12 or 13 books. And the shortlist will be on Tuesday, the 22nd of September. So I'm going to do my Booker predictions on the socials very shortly. I have thoughts on it, even though I haven't read all of the books that I think will win the Booker.
Have you got any initial thoughts on what you think might make the long list?
I think it's going to be... I think the book is called Stewart of Stewart by Douglas John. I think that's going to make the long list, and to be honest, I think it's going to win. Is that what that book is called? It's come out quite recently. It's by an Irish author. I've probably got that completely wrong. Or is the book called John of John?
It might be John of John.
I think it's John of John.
Fucking hell.
I could like picture it perfectly in my head. It's John of John.
It's John of John, okay, and it's written by Douglas Stewart.
Perfect. That book. I could picture the cover in my head so clearly, and I was like, yeah, it's definitely that book.
Yeah,
anyway,
I've seen it.
That's the one. I really, really want to read that book.
Came out 2 days before your birthday.
But there has been so much chat about it and about how amazing it is that I reckon it will be one of the...
Well, it's already been nominated as it's a finalist for the 2026 Orwell Prize for Political Fiction.
Cool. Yeah, I reckon it will be, that one will be. But yeah, I will do more thoughts closer to the
Well, I mean, Douglas Stewart has already won the Booker.
Really? What did he win
the... whatever that is there on the bottom. See? Shuggy Bain.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so that already gives him a head start on everyone else.
Yeah, anyway, so Tuesday 22nd of September is the shortlist, and then the winner is announced on the 9th of November. So I will be doing Booker chat on the
in and around those days.
Yes, I'm very excited. Maybe I'll try and read the shortlist near the end of the year.
Well, shortlist is what, 6 books?
Yeah.
Okay.
I could do that. I say optimistically.
Now that you've said it, there's going to be a 800-page book on the shortlist.
I think that John of John is quite a big book. I think it's like a brick of a book.
Probably.
It's over 400 pages, I think. Watch it now be like 200 pages and I sound like a fucking idiot.
Let's see. I'll go to the paperback. 416
pages. Thank you.
That's okay.
Everyone.
That's
fine.
Like average book length.
That's fine. Oh, also, absolutely, it'll be I reckon maybe the Anne Patchett book, Anne Land by Maggie O'Farrell.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Go on. But we will see. So that has been Booker Corner. And also, brief update, Eliza used her sleuthing skills from my vague description in the previous episode where I was like, there's a Dracula retelling that I want to read that I can't remember. And anyway, we found it, and it is Tea and Alchemy by Sharon Lynn Fisher. And the main character is not called Dracula. He's called Harker.
Yeah.
So that's why when I was doing Dracula retelling and looking for vampire-themed books, I couldn't find anything. Anyway, I found it. I will read it, and then I will update you. I love that cover.
I do too.
All right. This is essentially how I got to do the Booker info dump episode around my birthday. This is Eliza's birthday epised, where Eliza gets to info dump about bestseller lists.
Well, this was supposed to be my birthday episode. But this has been pushed.
Oh, yeah, I just realised that we pushed it out. But, it's at time of recording, it's just before
Approximately.
your birthday.
Yes, it's about a week before my birthday.
Yes. So we can listen to Eliza tell me about how bestseller lists work.
That snack break really didn't do a whole lot for you, did it?
God, I just am brain dead.
Yeah, so I'm going to talk a little bit about how bestseller lists work. It's actually honestly really hard to find information on how they work.
Oh, really?
Like, yes and no. Like, the obvious one and the first one I'm going to talk about is the New York Times bestseller list, because that's kind of the one that everybody knows.
That is also the one that I have the most questions about, because I always look at the books and I'm like, how do you...
It's very, very elusive.
And also, like, so much stuff is said to be a New York Times bestseller. And I'm like, how did we get on this list? And what are we doing here?
All right. So in order to be eligible for the New York Times bestseller list, a book has to make at least 5,000 sales in a single week to make the list. So that usually explains why you've seen, like, book X has spent Y number of weeks in the bestseller list, because for, however many weeks, they have made more than 5,000 sales per week.
Okay. So that makes sense. That's also, like, it's somehow...
It seems like a pretty low number.
It seems like a low number, but I don't think I have I don't think I've got a good sense on how many books, like, copies of books are really sold. I just realized that we should have gotten Emma on this episode, because she managed a bookstore for so long and has lots of information about this.
All right, well, Emma, feel free to correct me on anything I talk about here. So New York Times have a very confidential in-house way of analyzing their sales data. While they're mostly based on weekly sales data, which is collected from all kinds of retailers, so online, online, in store, I think, like, direct supplier purchases, things like that.
Yeah.
All of that information isn't publicized. Like, they don't say who the retailers they source their data from are, nothing like that. And final list placement stuff is usually something that the editors do. It's not just based on raw sales data. So while the list is a pretty good representation of a book is selling well, it's not like the number one spot on the list is the book that is selling the most copies every single week.
Yeah, it can be.
It usually probably would be, because they're not going to ignore that, but the lists are still a little more curated. So the New York Times bestseller list is also not just the one list. There are several different lists to encompass, like, everything.
Which I really did think it was just one list.
No. I did too, but what's crazy is, like, I have a list of, like, 15 different things here.
Yeah, that list is
But if you go, like, adult fiction, so you've got adult fiction, combined print and ebook list, so that's kind of like the overall bestseller.
Yeah.
You've got hardcover and paperback, both have their own list.
That does make sense to me,
because it's done by genre and format.
So many books are published first in hardcover and then will often get their paperback ages after.
So you've got adult fiction, adult nonfiction, middle grade, young adult, picture books, children's series, business stuff, graphic novels, and manga, mass market list, which is mass market is like smaller paperbacks.
Oh, yeah.
And audiobooks. So, and most of those have, like, categories within themselves. So all of the print formats have print and ebook overall, hardcover, paperback. Audiobooks, you have fiction and nonfiction. So yeah, it covers so much more
stuff.
Like, it's not just like, here's the bestseller list. Like, it's like, here's the bestsellers for adult fiction.
Yeah.
In hardcover.
Which is good. I guess it's good to get down into those details.
Yes. So each list, though, so while you might be eligible, there are only between 10 and 15 slots per list, like, per category.
And they're published weekly?
Okay. So just because you sold the minimum, you sold more than 5,000, doesn't guarantee you a spot. So you can still, I think from memory, you can still be classified as a New York Times bestseller.
Yeah.
But you can't it can't be like I've spent 3 weeks on the bestseller list.
Yeah.
I think is the differentiation there.
Yep.
Which is why you see so many books say New York Times bestseller.
Yeah, or New York Times bestselling author or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So because of that, that's why a lot of self-published and indie authors will struggle breaking into the bestseller list, because there are really strict rules with New York Times about diversity of sales across retailers.
Okay.
Which makes obviously an indie publisher's not necessarily, say in the US here we're talking,
Yeah.
isn't going to be able to sell their books at Barnes & Noble. Not easily anyway.
Yeah.
They can sell on Amazon fine. And
Amazon do their own bestseller list as well, don't they? Or
no, they have like rankings
top 10
done.
or something?
Yeah, they have like your
Yeah.
top 10s based on sales, but I wouldn't necessarily class it as like a bestseller
Yeah.
list. So yeah, because of the strict rules about sales diversity, even if indie authors do meet the sales for consideration, it's a lot harder for them to get the diversity that they need because they don't have that distribution network that HarperCollins has.
Yeah.
So that is the New York Times in a very, very, very short nutshell.
The New York Times list been going?
I don't know, actually. I didn't find that information. Very irresponsible of me. You Google.
The New York Times started publishing its bestseller list weekly since October 12th, 1931.
Holy!
It began as regional rankings for New York City before expanding to multiple cities and eventually becoming the definitive national chart in August 1942.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
See,
and it used to be just one list, and now it's
now it's expanded.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. Because like the number of books being published in 1942 versus now would be vastly different. Yeah. So yeah, the New York Times bestseller list is kind of an interesting one because it's one that everyone falls back on as being a bestseller. But I mean, it is a comprehensive list. Like there are, 15 odd different categories based on format, based on genre.
Yeah, definitely capturing a lot.
Like it does give you a pretty good spread of books. So it gives like certain genres, certain books an opportunity to sort of branch out a little bit. Like they're basic, like adult fiction, adult nonfiction, like young adult, middle grade, pick like children's books. Like it's
they're broad categories, but there's a lot of them that covers a lot of different things. Yeah.
So moving on to Australian bestseller list. Australian bestseller lists are almost non-existent, let's be real.
Really?
Well, they have them, but
actually,
they're mostly. It's not like we have a Sydney Morning Herald bestseller list.
Do they know? Oh no, they publish, but they've got a book review section.
They have, they publish information about books and reviews about books and stuff, but it's not like a definitive bestseller list. But I did find a bit of information from a Substack by Sasha Wasley, who is the author of Spring Clean for a Peach Queen and the Society of Literary Marauders. But yes, so I'm going to read this verbatim because she wrote it very, very well. I need to zoom in. I am blind. So we're talking about adult commercial fiction here.
Yeah.
In Australia, if your book sells around 700 copies, print copies, or more in its first week, that's what's considered a best-selling figure, roughly.
Wow, I would have for some reason thought that would be more.
Yeah.
Wow.
It'll get the title high enough on the weekly bestseller lists in bookshops like Dymocks and QBD, and is an indicator that you'll probably sell between 2,500 and 10,000 books in the title's first month of release. If your book sells 8,000 to 20,000 in the first 6 months, that's definite bestseller material. Remember that the 1,000 books a week rate will likely drop off after a couple of weeks, so that first week does not indicate that you'll sell 52,000 books in a year.
Wow.
Some books have a slower or more extended sale run. Literary fiction and kids' books have a longer tail and may end up selling in the thousands over a couple of years. Kids' books in particular, I think, are like that.
Yeah.
Because
a
good kids book is a good kids book.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't necessarily follow trends.
Yeah, The Very Hungry Caterpillar. Look at that.
I've always loved that book. I love
Such
that
a
book.
good book.
So the other thing that can happen is that you can get awards or shortlistings. That's obviously if you've got more of a niche book, like talking about like literary fiction, where you can be nominated for like the Booker and other things.
Yeah.
And many of the
Australia has got the Stellar
yes.
prize.
So yeah, the numbers are crazy. It's like 10% roughly almost
Yeah.
that you need to sell in Australia to be considered a bestseller.
That's great. Yeah,
But I
700
suppose when
print
you
copies in a week, that's still a huge amount of books. But I just for some reason thought it would have been more than that.
But I suppose, but I guess if you consider the population of Australia compared to the population of the States, it's about 10%.
And also, print copies, I'm assuming, are like physical copies.
Physical copies.
So many people are audio or ebook readers almost exclusively.
Like print sales don't necessarily determine the success of the book, but they are a fairly good indicator of a book that's selling well. Because let's be real, a lot of people that listen to audiobooks or read ebooks, if you really enjoy it, you're probably going to buy the physical copy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
At least that's what we do.
Me with The Wax Child, because I read that ebook and then immediately bought it as a physical.
So, yeah, I searched for a good hour on information about Australian bestsellers. And like, because every time you look up, Australian bestsellers, how do they work? All it gives you is like the Dimmicks website where it gives us their bestseller list.
Yeah, because I feel like there's like Dimmicks do like a bestseller kind of vibe, and then also like Matilda's I don't think they do a bestseller, but they do like their most popular books each month.
Yeah.
Which they put on their website, which is always interesting. But I think it's more like maybe traditional bestseller lists have like dropped off, and it's more the kind of like the one where we went through it in an episode. Like was it ABC's top 100 books type of thing.
Yeah,
like those ones, or Goodreads are like the ones that come through Kobo, Amazon. Those ones are much more like popular now. So it's like the non-traditional almost bestseller lists.
Yeah.
Because I can see that you've got Goodreads.
Yeah, I've actually got notes on.
there.
I've got notes for Goodreads here as well. Yeah, I think like a traditional bestseller list is like kind of dropped off. I think partially because there are so many avenues in which people consume books now. Like, even going back to only 20 years ago, it was mostly just print. With the occasional book you could get on like a cassette tape or a CD. Whereas now you've got print book, you've got ebook, you've got audiobook, you've got and varying kinds of audiobooks. You know, you've got your single narration, dual narration, duet narration, full cast narration. Like there are so many
books, audiobooks have multiple recordings. Like when I was looking at like to the audiobook for Rebecca, there's like 6 or 7 different ones. Same with Jane Eyre. Look, like Jane Eyre had so many different audiobooks. The longer the book's out, the more renditions it gets. Yeah, definitely.
So like it's common nowadays for a lot of books to, particularly in the fantasy space, to get a kind of standard single or dual narration audiobook, and then down the line, if it's really popular, they get a graphic audio, which is like a full cast, more of like a cinematic experience. You get a little bit less of, like we talked in the last episode about people only reading dialogue. Yeah. You get some of that like in between stuff, like where they're talking about like the actions of things. Some of that gets taken out, but in favor of like, if it's saying so-and-so walked across the room, you just hear footsteps that are either coming closer or going, you know, whatever. Like you get more of the immersive audio experience.
Yeah, well, I haven't really done immersive audio stuff. I've just done, because most of the audio I listen to are generally nonfiction books. Yeah, and it's normally read by the author, and it's more like it's almost like a podcast type of thing. So I generally just listen to them. But I was thinking like Jane Eyre has they've got a version of that's read by Thawandaway Newton. Yeah. Which was, I think, if I do an audio, I'll get that one. But I feel like that one is, because also the other thing is you get the ones where it's like the Audible exclusive ones. And it's just like, well, maybe I want to listen to that and I don't want to give Amazon money. So can I please have the recording, please? Thank you so much. We'll go back to the Goodreads bestseller list. Yeah. So, I mean, Goodreads owned by Amazon. Yeah.
Goodreads is partnered with Amazon.
Anyway, okay.
So, I mean, Goodreads doesn't have like an actual bestseller list, but they do create kind of a pseudo bestseller around like engagement within a book. So usually it curates lists of popular books based on like the specific functions the Goodreads has. So like in your Goodreads account, you can put books in like you have like shelves. So you put stuff on your like want to read shelf or your have read shelf or your did not finish shelf or whatever.
Yeah, they have that on like I use Storygraph.
Yeah.
I like the interface of Storygraph more than I ever liked Goodreads.
Yeah, no.
And they have the same thing.
Yeah.
Like I've got my
most
PDF pile.
most book tracking apps have the same kind of concept.
Because I think there's that other one that's called Fable that has the same
There's
thing. But Fable you can do group reads.
Fable you can do book clubs through.
Yeah, that's cool.
If we ever decide to do an actual like book club for the podcast, we'll probably run it through Fable. I think.
Definitely. I think.
Another new one that's kind of similar with like to Storygram stuff is one called Margins.
Yes, I keep seeing. To be honest, I have not seen anything about margins except for like memes about margins. But
I've got Margins. I can show you the interface for it.
Yeah.
I actually quite enjoy it.
Okay.
But yeah, so they create these sort of like most popular books lists out of those the number of books that people are wanting to read, and then obviously on aggregate scores of like ratings and reviews and things like that.
Yeah.
But they do have an award system, which is obviously the Goodreads Choice Awards.
Mm.
It's not like a critical award system. It's just it's a popular vote. It's the people's choice.
I also think as well with the popularity of Goodreads, like I feel like Goodreads was the first kind of like
it was one of the
early kind of like book trackers. I feel like even having like Goodreads choice and stuff like that. Goodreads. Cannot talk today. Goodreads is it gives some weight to it, I think.
It gives like I think
it's not a bestseller, but like
I think the combination of bestseller lists, critical awards, and like readers' choice awards are all equally important in the book sphere for determining what people should read.
Yeah.
Like, because the people, like, the bestseller lists tell publishers what is popular.
Yeah.
The critical awards obviously determine what is maybe the most, like, well-written, eloquent, what have you, depending on whatever award it is. And then the People's Choice sort of awards give the publishers insight into, in a similar way that the bestseller lists work, into what is most popular, but it also gives them a special niche where they get information on indie published books that are super, super popular,
and then
they might be able to get picked up for traditional publishing.
Yeah. And also, I think as well, it's like almost like a bit of a trend forecaster and stuff like that as well. I think as well, I think like having the difference between the bestseller list and the critical awards and like Goodreads Choice Awards and that kind of style of stuff. I think it does, and I don't want to sound like I'm being elitist here. I think it does depend on what type of reader you are, because
Absolutely.
like I wouldn't go to Goodreads and be like, I'm going to find like the next kind of lit fic book or translated fiction book I want or anything like that. Like if I'm like, oh, I'm looking for I'm looking for highly rated ones of these, I'm going to go to something like the Booker Prize or one of those and look at kind of what those shortlists and stuff are, like the Stella Prize or the Women's Prize or something like that. But then like when I was trying to like look for fantasy books and stuff like that or romantasy books or whatever, I went to Goodreads for that. And I think it just depends on what type of reader you are.
Oh, absolutely. And I don't think it's like it's a bad
thing.
No, and it's not to say that people aren't reviewing like literary fictions and all of those like highly critically acclaimed books on Goodreads.
Some of the Wax Child reviews on Goodreads had me in fucking stitches. They were so fucking funny.
We're going very off track here. I'm going to come back and explain how the Goodreads Choice Awards work. So we've actually briefly tried to sort of talk about how it worked, or you've asked how it worked before, and I was like, I don't really know. Yes. But I do know now. So the opening round is like nominations. So Goodreads will compile 20 nominees per category. So that's usually genres. So you have like fantasy, romance, horror, literary fiction, whatever. Like all of those like genres of books, not like necessarily like categories like adult, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, 20 nominees per category based on user ratings and reviews. These books must have an average rating of 3.5 or higher and be published in the current year.
Okay.
So they have. So for this year, everything will have to be published in 2026. It has to have a minimum rating of 3.5. And they take the top. I think they take the top 20.
I think that like 3.5 is good because it's like, I think that some people view like a 3-star book as like a bad book. And I'm like, a 3-star book is a good book. But it's
a 3-star book for me is a book that I was like, that was fun.
I'm reserving like 5 stars for me where I'm like, I had a fantastic time reading this book, or this book like fundamentally like challenged or changed me in some way. Like, for example, like They Can't Kill Us Until They Kill Us, like fantastic, thought-provoking, life-changing book for me. 5 stars. Also, Field Guide for the Formerly Villainous, 5 stars. Completely different books, completely different reading experiences, both 5 stars to me. But like my average rating for books is like 3 to 3.5 stars.
Mine is,
and that's like a good read.
Mine is around 4, give or take.
Yeah. It's a lot for me to give a book a 1 star. I'd love to remember what books I gave a 1 star.
I don't think I've ever given a book a 1 star.
Keep talking about the Goodreads Choice Award. I'm going to see what I've given a 1 star.
So there goes from the opening round with the nominations. So we have 20 nominees per category. Then we move into the finalist selection. So Goodreads users then. So you have top 20. They vote to narrow down the top 20 to the top 10 finalists, and then they have a final voting, which. So Goodreads users then vote the top 10 down to determine the ultimate winner. So it is the list. The original nomination is compiled by Goodreads, but that's based on like top scoring. That they look at reviews, the date it was published, ratings, and they give you the top 20. And then Goodreads users vote down 20 to 10 and then 10 to 1.
Yeah. Okay.
That's how it works. It's pretty straightforward as far as like a People's Choice Award. Yeah. And I don't think I have anything else. But I mean, I like the Goodreads Choice Awards because
I like to have a little, like I don't use Goodreads, but I like to have a little, you see on social media when the list comes out, and I like to have a little look and see kind of what's on them.
It's interesting to look at and be like, how many of those have I read? The answer is usually not many.
For me, it's not many, definitely. I just looked at my star ratings on Storygraph. I'm like, I don't rate books low that much. Anyway, large amount of books on this section. The lowest rated book I fucking hated this book because prior to recording the conversation we had about that person, one of the main characters in this book reminded me desperately of that person. Anyway, the book's called Love and Virtue by Diana Reid, and I rated it 0.5 stars.
Oh, damn.
Heart the Lover by Lily King. This is controversial. I also think this might be on the Booker list. Heart the Lover by Lily King, I rated 1 star. Because I just had such a bad reading.
That was on the notable, the New York Times notable 50 books, notable 100 of 2025.
The Christmas Guest by Peter Swanson, which was like a Christmas themed mystery. 1 star. I read that I think it was beginning of 2023.
Okay. So
bad. I was like, oh, you hate women. Like you hate women, and that's why you're writing this book, because you want to write about murdering women. Then it's I Am You by Victoria Redell, which I've already spoken about, and The Rotting Room by V. Parr Hampton, which I hated so unbelievably fucking much.
Is that the one that had that really cool Victorian painting cover that you really liked the look of?
No, that's I Am You by Victoria Redell.
That's I Am You.
Viggy Parr Hampton wrote The Rotting Room, and it is the one where I was like, this premise is so cool. It was nuns, and it was like nuns and a religious horror story.
Oh, yes.
And it was one of the worst books I've ever read. I fucking hated it so much.
Unfortunately.
And then the other ones were like Cleopatra and Frankenstein by Coco Malors, which I was okay, but I think I just found it irritating and dragged on. And then the others I think are more there's a couple essay collections I've rated low, and I think it's because it's mostly because I find them to be a bit disjointed.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That was... But I generally, apart from those books, I don't generally rate books super, super low. I'm interested for us to look at this list, which we've decided to pull up, which is...
the New York Times best books, 100 best books of the 21st century. So pretty much all of these books on this list are going to be have been on the bestseller list.
Yeah, I
Because
mean,
we're talking about for 25, there's 100 books for 25 years. So we're averaging 4 books a year here.
Yeah, I'm interested, really, really interested to see what's this, because I'm interested to see how it compares to the ABC list.
ABC's 100 to read before you die.
Yes,
So the
yeah.
difference is that has a lot of older books in it, I think.
Yeah.
Do we want to start at the top 10 or do we want to start from 100? I've gone from 10 to 1 here.
Let's do 10 to 1 here.
All right. So these are the top 10 books. So at number 10, we have Gilead by Marilyn Robinson. Never even heard of it.
Never heard of it. So, yep, don't know that one.
Don't know that. Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro. You read this?
I haven't. No, I've read half of it, I think, but I don't think I've ever finished it. I have watched the movie. I really love this author. Like, incredible author, and it's a really good book. I was just reading it at a time where I was like, this is a bit much for me.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, he's an
dystopian fiction.
incredible writer.
Who was in that movie?
I wish I could remember.
It was the Booker Prize finalist.
Yes.
Back when it was the Man Booker.
Mm.
All right. Austerlitz by W.G. Sebald.
Never.
I've heard of Austerlitz. It's a translation. Translated by Anthea Bell.
Ooh.
Like, I feel like the name sounds familiar.
The name sounds, the cover looks really familiar to me. But
Wartime Prague.
Okay.
The Underground Railroad. No, I've heard of this.
I've heard of it. I haven't read it.
It won the Pulitzer, so no surprise we've heard.
Interesting.
I just saw the sticker.
And also published within the last 10 years, so very recent.
2016. 10 years ago.
Yep. Interesting.
Yeah, that would be a kind of an interesting read. 2666, Roberto Bolano. Translation. Translated by Natasha Wimmer.
This 900, I was about to say, Dan, that looks really interesting. 900 pages. I think the absolute fuck not, babe.
Where the hell did you see 900 pages?
Blah, blah, blah. And then proceeds over the course of some 900 pages.
Oh, my Lord. No.
No. Absolutely not.
The book was published posthumously.
Huh?
Divided into 5 loosely conjoined sections following characters who are drawn for varying reasons to the fictional Mexican city of Santa Teresa.
Okay. Interesting. Beautiful
Academics obsessed with this obscure novelist, a doddering, I love the word doddering, philosophy professor, a lovelorn police officer, an American reporter investigating the serial murders of women in a case with echo.
Okay, interesting.
It sounds interesting, not for 900 pages. Sorry.
Jonathan Franzen, The Corrections. I haven't read a Jonathan Franzen book. I have only ever heard his writing talked about positively.
Yeah.
There's she used to do book content and now she does mostly knitting content, but there was a booktuber I really liked called Hana. Are
you just outing yourself here?
No, she lives in Amsterdam, I think.
The dream.
But you're very cute, I love her book content, love her knitting content. And she talks really positively about Jonathan Franzen novels. I think he does epic kind of family sagas.
Yeah.
So
it looks a little bit like that.
Yeah. And he's written a lot of books, I think.
Oh, nice. All right. Number 4, The Known World by Edward P. Jones. I've heard of this, and
have not heard of this book.
I'm sure it's obviously well received and well thought of because it's number 4 on the list of 100. But I've heard of it and I'm just kind of like, ugh.
Yeah, I don't
you know what I mean when I'm like, I just don't I know they're important, but I also don't want to read books about slavery.
Yeah.
I know they're important stories and they deserve to be told.
It's a heavy thing to read.
I don't think
as well.
I say that, and I say that as someone who reads a lot of fantasy where fictional slavery and whatever is a thing, but the difference is that it's fiction.
Yeah, and I think also it's I'm not saying that we haven't had it in Australia, but I think it's very different being an American person reading American books about slavery because it is so close to them in their history.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's just different. We don't feel the after effects of it in the way that American people do, I think.
Yeah.
But
Like
Wolf Hall by Hilary
Wolf
Mantel.
Hall. That's your winter book, isn't it?
It's my winter book. I haven't started reading it yet. I probably should. Fuck,
him-
I've got a lot on my plate to read in July. That doesn't really surprise me that that's on there, though. That's
number
that one,
3 as well.
Yeah, that one, the book that's so insanely popular.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really, really excited to read that. But it's one of those ones where it's like, I've only ever heard good things about it that I'm like a bit nervous because, like, you know, when you read a book that's really popular and so spoken about so highly, and then you read it and you don't like it and you go,
Yeah.
is something wrong with me? Like, that's kind of what I felt a bit like that with A Little Life. I was like, this is so popular and everyone loves it and raves about it. And I realized that it's beautifully read. And then I read it and I was like, I fucking hate this book. Is something wrong with me? Like, it can be a bit like that.
Yeah, it can be confronting.
Yeah.
The Warmth of Other Suns by Isabel Wilkerson.
Oh.
The Great Migration of Black Americans from South to North and West from 1915 to 1917.
Wow, that's a huge time period as
Yeah.
well. Wow, that would be really interesting. That looks cool.
And
What's
then
number 1? That's completely not a surprise. Elena Ferrante's My Brilliant Friend.
yeah,
That's number 1 in the Neapolitan Diaries or Neapolitan Quartet or whatever it is.
yeah.
And I haven't read that, but I really, really want to read it.
I thought you'd read My Brilliant Friend.
No, I read her book. I read The Lost Daughter and I watched the movie of The Lost Daughter. That's a fantastic adaptation. That's really, really good. And I have read what's the book called? The Lying Lives of Adults.
Okay.
Which I really liked it. But I kind of read it in a very disjointed way and it took me a long time to read it.
Yeah.
But I love Elena Ferrante. Like, I cannot speak highly enough about Elena Ferrante. I will not get on my Elena soapbox again. But I do want to read them. I saw someone who said that she read the Neapolitan Quartet because it's based over like 4 different summers. She read it over 4 years. And she said it was really good because it forced her to really slow down because she read 1 book each summer. And to like really take a lot of time to like sit with these. They're quite big books.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a cool way to do like a longer.
For some reason I thought it was 4 books set over 4 seasons.
No, that is Ali Smith's The Seasonal Quartet. That's
you.
autumn, winter, summer, spring.
That's 4 different.
Love those book series. Someone has my copy of Autumn and I can't find it anywhere. And I'm like, who the fuck did I lend this to? So if you have my copy of Autumn,
give it back. That's why I wouldn't say, like, I would loan out books. I just don't have anyone to really loan books to.
Also, my problem with loaning out books is that I will loan books to people and forget who I've given them to. And then I'm like, all of a sudden, or like Evie gave me a book back and she's like, oh, you lent me this book ages ago. And I was like,
Did I?
Do I own that book? And she's like, your stamp's in the front of it. And I'm like, huh, that's crazy.
I should get a book stamp.
You should. It's really fun.
Have you got one of the ones that like embosses?
No, I've got just like, it's a plain.
Just a stamp.
It's just a stamp. But it's really satisfying when I got it. I sat in front of my bookshelf, opened all my books and did the big stamp into it. And then
nice.
It's just delightful.
It's really fun. Want one of the ones that like embosses.
I like the embossing ones. They're really cool.
They're not overly expensive, like $50.
Yeah, my book stamp was 50-ish, I think. I got green ink. Very cute.
Maybe I should, obviously this is being released well after my birthday, but maybe I should tell Dan what for my birthday.
Treat yourself.
It wouldn't get here in time at this
point. Treat
point.
yourself anyway.
Yeah,
All
true.
right.
All right. 11 through 20. 11 is The Brief Wondrous Life of Oscar Wilde by Junot Diaz. I would say Junot Diaz.
Yeah, I've read another one of his books, but I haven't read this. I think I can't remember what book I read of his. I remember thinking it was okay when I read it.
Oh, this is kind of interesting. So this is his debut novel. Dazzling critics and prize juries with its mix of Dominican history, coming-of-age tale, comic book tropes, Tolkien geekery, and Spanglish slang. The central plotline follows the nerdy, overweight Oscar de Leon through childhood, college, and a stint in the Dominican Republic, where he falls disastrously in love. That's really cute.
I cannot remember what the the book I've read of his. Read it ages. Oh, I read it was published in 2012, which was when I read it. I read This Is How You Lose Her by Unot Diaz.
Oh, yeah.
Number 12 is Joan Didion's The Year of Magical Thinking, which is her essay collection. I have read that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like...
Wait, no, is that... Oh, no, sorry. That's not her essay collection. The Year of Magical Thinking is the book that she wrote after her daughter died, I think. Or...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the abrupt death of a partner, John Gregory Dunn, even as their only child lay unconscious in a nearby hospital room. That daughter would be gone soon too.
Yes, I remember what happened. I bought a copy, I had a copy of this, I lost it, I re-bought it and was like, I'm going to read this. And it was 2 days after my granddad died. And then I was like, oh, this is a book about what happens when someone dies.
Never mind.
And the aftershock of grief. And I was like, I'm not fucking reading that at the moment.
Oh, yeah. Cormac McCarthy's The Road.
Classic, still haven't read it.
No, I do want to read it though.
Yeah.
Outline by Rachel Cusk.
I have read that. I
like the cover.
I really liked that book. I find Rachel Cusk is so prolific. She's published so many books. She actually has a new book coming out this year called The Life of M.
Yeah.
And I like her books a lot. I do find a lot of her books to be quite repetitive.
Okay.
But she deals with some very uncomfortable subjects very, very well.
Pachinko
by Min Jin
Lee. I haven't read it.
I haven't read
that. Korean family, passing through 4 generations of war, colonization, and personal strife.
Sounds interesting.
I've seen a few different reviews of it. Clearly it's very highly rated. But no, I haven't read it.
16 is The Amazing Adventures of Cavalier and Clay by
Michael Chabon.
Why does that name sound familiar?
Yeah, I know. I would say Chabon.
Yeah, Chabon.
This book won the Pulitzer?
Won the Pulitzer. Wow. That's cool. I have never even seen it before. I'm going to come do some research
during the first heyday of the American comic book. Well, this, I believe we actually have this wheel on one of our lists.
Ah, interesting.
Possibly not. No, I think I was looking at this.
I think we were going to do their top 100 of all time, but then we picked their ABC 100 Before You Die instead.
Yeah.
To do of our book list for the wheel.
But anyway, I want to get back to that one. Yeah, no, I think I considered doing the best books of the 21st century, but I wanted more of an overarching.
Yeah.
I wanted books from before 2000.
Yeah, that's
in
fair.
There.
17.
17 is The Sellout by Paul Beatty.
I have not heard of that book.
Neither have I.
Nope.
And I wouldn't, honestly, I'm going to judge a book by its cover. I would not pick that up.
Nope, probably not. I don't think there's anything wrong with
it won the Booker.
Okay.
In 2016, apparently. It was published in 2015, so I'm going to assume it won the Booker in 2016.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm fine with judging a book by its cover there. That's all good.
No, but Lincoln in the Bardo.
By George Saunders. George Saunders just published Vigil, I think, which is another really, really popular book in the past year. I have never read any of George Saunders' stuff, but
yeah.
Also, that doesn't Lincoln in the Bardo doesn't sound particularly interesting, but I do think I want to read Vigil.
So
I will see.
This won the Booker as well.
Oh, interesting.
A father mourns his young son, dead of typhoid. A president mourns his country, riven by civil war. In Saunders' indelible portrait set in a graveyard populated by garrulous spirits, these images collide and coalesce. Transforming Lincoln's private grief, his 11-year-old boy Willie died in the White House in 1862, into a nation's... I can't read this.
A polyphony of voices and stories, the only novel to date by a writer revered for his satirical short stories. This book marks less a change of course than a foregrounding of what has distinguished his work all along, a generosity of spirit and ear acutely tuned to human suffering. I have no interest in reading that book.
I think the concept
It sounds really interesting.
The concept sounds interesting. My issue is I don't know if this is the blurb straight off the back or if this is what somebody has written, but holy shit, they're trying to sound smarter. So smart.
Yeah, I just am not that interested in that one. So I'm
Anyway,
pass it.
Say Nothing.
Steva. Say Nothing by Patrick Redden Keefe. Let's fucking go.
In at number 19.
Yes. Also very interesting that it's this book of his and not the one where he wrote about the Sackler family, you know, making the opioid
Painkiller, whatever it's called.
epidemic. No, that one is called...
No, it was the show called Painkiller.
The show was called Painkiller, and I have forgotten what the book is called, but I really liked it. Anyway, I love Patrick Redden Keefe, and I love reading books about Ireland, so that book honked.
Yes.
Very good.
Erasure by Percival Everett.
Oh, I didn't even realize that was a movie. That's great. I really don't have
No idea.
any thoughts.
Yeah, I haven't read it. I mean, I think I've heard of it, but...
No thoughts, head empty.
Yes.
All right, should we do
I'm just
rapid fire
scroll
for the rest?
through until we find something. So, 21, Evicted by Matthew Desmond.
Behind the Beautiful Forevers by Catherine Boo at 2022. At 22.
Hateship, Friendship, Courtship, Loveship, Marriage by Alice Munro.
Okay.
That's an annoying title.
The Overstory by Richard Powers at 24.
Random Family by Adrienne Nicole LeBlanc at 25.
Atonement by Ian McEwan at 26. I have read and watched. Also a really good adaptation, actually.
I have watched part of the movie. I've never read the book.
That green dress. Hell yeah.
And honestly, I don't have any interest in reading the book.
That's fair. It's like, I liked it, but no. Americana by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie at 27. I don't think I've read that, but I think I've read another one of her books.
I was going to say, I feel like...
Yeah, I've definitely read one of her books. I just can't remember which one it was.
Cloud Atlas by David Mitchell at 28.
The Last Samurai by Helen DeWitt at 29. I haven't read, but again, one of those books where I've only ever heard good reviews.
Yeah,
about
same.
It.
Sing Unburied Sing by Jasmine Ward at number 30.
I haven't read that. That's a beautiful cover.
It's pretty. I don't think we need to go through any more of this because we're getting... we're going to just sit here and read book titles.
No.
For...
I am interested to see this list, though. Oh, Ta-Nehisi Coates. I've read that book. I've read that book as well, The Years.
Now I'm just scrolling through and Hannah's like, I've read this. I've read this.
Hatred for Hawk. No, I haven't read that one. Small Things Like These. Yep, I've read that. Nope. Rapid fire me reading these books. Nope.
I want to read that so bad, though.
What is that?
It's like fantasy, dystopian. It's
Christ.
really, really interesting.
That does look pretty good. Okay, interesting. I've read that life-changing book, The Argonauts by Maggie Nelson. Fuck yeah. Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. Haven't read
it. No, I haven't read The Goldfinch. I should. I want to.
Did you read A Little Friend or something? Her other book?
Maybe.
Yeah. Mercy by Toni Morrison. I haven't read that, but I want to read more Toni Morrison.
Persepolis.
Nope. Cool cover.
Yeah, very cool cover, actually.
Vegetarian. No, but I do have that. I think my brother has just read that and he really liked it.
It looks familiar. When did it come out? 2016.
Yeah.
10 years ago. Trust
Nope.
by Hernan Diaz.
Nope. Yep. Kate Atkinson, Life After Life. Nope. Train Dreams by Dennis Johnson. Nope. This is funnier doing it rapid fire.
Why?
Nope. Runaway by Alice Munro. Nope. 10th of December. Never heard of it. The Looming Tower. No. I don't think I have heard of that. That's really a hideous cover. Flamethrowers by Rachel Kushner. No, but I do. I just recently actually bought her most recently published book.
I was going to say, I feel like I heard you mention something about Rachel Kushner. Nickel and Dimed. Never
heard of it or not getting by in America. Okay, cool. Actually, this Stay True by Who Is Who. This is, I've rated this book 1.5 stars on Storygraph. I read this. This was such a fucking slog. This, genuinely, this is like a 250, 300 page book. It took me a month to read it.
Oh my God.
Sucked.
Really?
Sorry. It sounded so good, and I'm very sorry for this man because it is a true story, but I hated that book. Middlesex by Jeffrey Eugenides. I have read that.
Yes.
Big brick of a book.
Mm.
Heavy by Kisa Lehman. Nope. Oh, actually, I think the book tuber I was talking about, Hana, has mentioned this and said it was really, really good, but very harrowing.
Demon Copperhead by Barbara Kingsolver.
No. Sounds familiar?
I think I've heard people talk about this like they think it's going to be like a modern day classic.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Um,
That's cool. Love that. 10:04 by Ben Lerner. No, but again, I've just bought his recent book, Transcription, which is on my TBR for at some point, I don't know, some point in the next 10 years. I might as well say my TBR is so bloody big. Veronica by America Gateskill. Nope. The Green Believers by Rebecca Mackay. Nope. Nice cover.
I just wish I hate books that do false stickers.
Oh yeah, please put it on. Please, if you're going to sticker the book, sticker it so that I don't have to. I can take it off. The Plot Against America by Philip Roth. Haven't read that. We the Animals by Justin Torres. Nope, haven't read that. Far from the Tree, by Andrew Solomon. Looks interesting.
Yeah, I was just like, I wanted to have a quick read.
Yeah, that looks interesting. The Friend by Sigrid Nunez. No, I haven't read that, but I think that's just been made into a movie.
Maybe.
Sigrid Nunez also wrote a biography of Susan Sontag. He was one of my favorite writers. The New Jim Crow by Michelle Alexander. Interesting.
That's a memoir, I think.
Yeah, she's a civil rights attorney, I think. That looks like a heavy...
Yeah, civil rights attorney, former Supreme Court clerk.
Wow. That sounds like a heavy read.
Interesting.
All Aunt Hager's Children by Edward P. Jones. No, never heard of it. The Copenhagen Trilogy by Tove Devel. Yeah, that's actually on my TBR as well. Secondhand Time by Svetlana
Alexievich.
Okay. The Last of the Soviets. No, thank you. The Passage of Power by Lyndon... Oh, no.
By Robert A. Caro.
Yeah. That's one of the ugliest covers I've ever seen.
I know.
Olive Kitteridge by Elizabeth Strout. Elizabeth Strout has also just published a book very recently that I think has been on a lot of...
Yeah, I was going to say, what has she done recently? I feel like I've seen...
It's been on a lot of like prize and bestseller lists recently, and it has genuinely completely escaped me, but I can picture the cover with perfect clarity. Hang on, let's do Elizabeth Strout check.
You do that. I'm going to read.
Okay.
Exit West by Mohsen Hamid.
No, I have not read that.
Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin.
The Things We Never Say is the book that she's just published. I haven't read this, and I've heard very divisive reviews.
So have I. I've heard interesting reviews about the author. Interesting opinions about the author.
Interesting. Okay.
That'll be an off-mic conversation.
Okay. An American Marriage by Tayari Jones. Haven't read, again, someone who's just published, I think Tayari Jones just published Kin, which is very popular at the moment.
Yeah.
Septology by John Foss.
Yeah, John Foss.
Fossey. Okay. That looks, again...
Translated by Damien Searles.
You ever look at a book and go, I reckon that only men are going to like that book just based on the cover? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's very utilitarian.
Anyway.
Completely unrelated. Well, sort of, because we're talking about covers. The Six of Crows duology has a new cover variant. It is the most hideous thing I've ever seen. Like, you've got the OG ones that have the Crooked Kingdom has the crow in the background, as part of the cover art and stuff. Don't get me wrong, I get
my God, that's hideous.
I get what they're going for though, because it's a little bit of an espionage story, a bit of a spy, a heist thing. But aren't they fucking hideous?
Why is it so
modern?
Yellow. I
Ugh.
like the drawings. The drawings on it are cool, but yeah, I don't like that.
I was like, no, I would like the originals.
Yeah, I don't like that much. I'm going to keep my original copies. Thank you so much. 79 is A Manual for Cleaning Women by, I can't see the author.
Lucia Berlin.
Lucia Berlin. Nope, haven't
Neat.
read or heard.
Story
of
the
the Lost Child by Ellen Ferrante. Hell yeah. No, I haven't read it, but, I want to read, eventually, I want to read all of her books.
Oh, is this is her last, the last book?
Yes. That does look very good. Pulphead by John Jeremiah Sullivan. Nah.
Essay collection, by the look of that.
No thanks.
Yeah, book of essays. Bookend a favouring genre. Collected pieces written on deadline by pulpheads or magazine writers.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, interesting enough. I don't think I'd read it. Interesting enough.
Fair enough. Hurricane
Season by Fernanda Melchior. I haven't read Hurricane Season, but I have started her other book.
I like the vibe of the cover of this too.
I think Fitzcarraldo have done copies of her books as well, which are in the nice like blue covers.
Yeah.
So I think they've picked up her books. When We Cease to Understand the World, I have never heard of that book. Also, that is a
Horrible
heinously
cover.
ugly cover. The Emperor of All Melodies by Sudhara Mukherjee. No, thank you. Seems like
it's the subtitle, A Biography of Cancer.
Absolutely
no,
not. Thank you so much. I will not be partaking. Pastoralia by George. Wow, George Saunders really be on this list.
Oh, yeah.
That's like the third book of his on there. Okay, no thanks.
No. Frederick Douglass
by David W. Blight. Okay. That seems. I don't find
it's a biography of some sort.
I don't find biographies that interesting. Detransition Baby by Torres Pierce. Again, another book that has been on my TBR since it came out. Sick cover, and I really want to read this book.
Yeah.
I've only seen good reviews about it, and a few like friends who I know who have read it, and I really trust their recommendations have said that it's really good.
Oh, that's good.
The Collected Stories of Lydia Davis. Nope, haven't read.
Won the Booker International Booker.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I really do not be reading that much.
It also doesn't have an author.
Is it not The Collected Stories of Lydia Davis? Meaning that it would be...
maybe, yeah.
Lydia Davis.
It's just the way that it's...
The way it's set out is a bit odd.
Yeah, okay, fair. My brain did not track that at all. The Return by Hisham Attar.
I haven't read that, but he's very popular.
The Sympathizer by Viet Thanh Nguyen.
No, I have not read that. Although that sounds interesting. Penned from a nameless North Vietnamese spy as Saigon falls. Okay. That sounds pretty cool.
Political thriller, personal history, cracked metafiction, and tar black comedy.
Okay.
Goodness.
Interesting combo.
Yeah. The Human Stain by Philip Roth.
Nope.
Neat.
The Days of
that sounds like it's going to be about a
Clinton impeachment.
No.
The Days of Abandonment, Elena Ferrante. Yeah, classic. Of course, that's going to be on there.
Yeah.
That is the one where she kind of like her marriage breaks up and she just like stays in her apartment and kind of goes insane, I think.
Oh, good.
I love the covers of the Elena Ferrante books.
Station 11.
Emily St.
John.
That's a book where I've only ever seen people talk about it and say that it is absolutely fucking amazing.
I know. Same.
I don't have enough time to read all of the books that I want to read. I need to quit my job. But still get paid.
I was about to say something.
And still get paid.
Oh my God, why is my mouse not scrolling? There we go. I was going to say something and I was going to give myself away. I was going to say something soon. I was like, wait, no, don't.
No.
On Beauty by Zadie Smith.
I haven't read it.
Bring Up the Bodies
by Hilary Mantel. Obviously, we'll read it because that's the sequel to Wolf Hall.
Yeah. Wayward Lives, Beautiful Experiments.
Nope. I haven't read it.
Men We Reaped by Jasmine Ward.
Nope.
Bel Canto by Anne Patchett.
No. Have you read Anne Patchett books?
Negative.
No.
I started to read The Patron Saint of Liars, remember?
That's right. That's why. Because I was like, that's why I remember. How to Be Both by Ali Smith. I have that book, but I haven't read it yet. But I do love Ali Smith.
And Tree of Smoke by Dennis Johnson.
I haven't read that book, but I do really like the cover of that book.
Yeah, so do I actually. It toes the line of being very obviously for men.
Yeah, it's like just there, but it's also nice.
colourful enough.
That was an interesting spread of books. I think also the main thing that came to me from looking at that list is I don't read a lot of American books.
Yeah.
I don't read a lot of American books. I don't read books about Americans or by American authors. So I'm reading that, like looking at that list going, I don't want to read this. I don't want to read this. I don't want to read this.
Really just threw ourselves on.
And like the books on there that I have read, predominantly British authors.
I don't
Except
think,
for Patrick-
I don't
like
think
Patrick-
I've read a single book on that list.
Except for Patrick Radden Keith, who is American. But yeah, like Ali Smith and Hilary Mantel, both British authors.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Whoopsie.
And Elena Ferrante's
Italian. Allegedly. We don't know. Well, I mean, we're assuming she publishes in Italian. But no one knows who she is, and it is a pen name.
Imagine if she's like Russian.
Sorry?
She's Russian, but publishing in Italian.
Well, I mean, there's people who've written their PhD thesis on who they think that she is by like comparing her to other popular Italian authors of the same time, which I think is like, you really do just write a PhD on anything.
Parasocial relationships are bizarre. That's what I would write a PhD on.
Actually, one of the
Bizarre parasocial relationships.
podcasts that I listen to very regularly, which is a comedy podcast, one of the hosts is doing a PhD and she's writing her PhD on parasocial relationships.
Love. Oh, I
Yeah.
would read the hell out of that.
I reckon it would be really good. And it also was interesting, like, because she was talking about it and she was like, she's a pretty popular comedian in Britain. And she's just like, yeah, it's weird because she's like, I don't view, like, and she's like, I've had to really think about like parasocial relationships as well because she's like, I never view it as like, oh, I have fans. Like, I am too quick to say that like these people are my friends. And so yeah, it was interesting listening to her talk about it, and I would love to read anything she produces from it because I think it would be interesting to talk about like parasocial relationships.
Yeah, well, it's weird because like when you don't want to, and this is probably an interesting thing for us to talk about here because like you don't want to alienate a listener base, a fan base, an audience by immediately referring to them as just fans.
Yeah.
Because, you know, in our case, pretty much everyone that listens to this podcast, we know personally.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are several people. Like I would say probably 60 to 70% of the people that listen, we know in real life.
Yeah.
You know, there would be a few outliers.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah, and obviously, thank you for listening. So like, we're not going to refer to them as our fans.
No.
We say, like you say,
Also,
you say listeners or audience because
Yeah.
that's accurate. But like, you don't want to keep allowing that like friends of the pod thing to go too far
Yeah.
because then it gives people that we might not necessarily know in real life, they might start to think, oh, they are our friends.
Yeah, and I think as well it's like also just like making your like you also don't want to be kind of be like, oh, every single person is my friend type of thing because like you don't want to make yourself like you don't want to collapse their boundaries too much, I think. Like,
Yeah. You don't want to throw the gate open to weird parasocial relationships.
I think it can be. But also like I think as well, even like looking at authors and stuff like that, there is so much of like having to be a content creator now to be like a successful author.
Yeah.
And I think it's just one of these weird things where it's like, and I don't think it's the authors are at fault for this. I think this is just how
It's just how the world's
like
going.
the social media landscape is and everything like that. But I think it's like having to be a content creator and everything like that to be a successful author also opens the door to having to be like to have parasocial relationships.
Yeah, because people get more.
Or like people to have parasocial relationships with you.
Yeah. Because they get more of an insight into your life.
Yeah, and it's like bring back authors that I don't hear shit from. Everyone, please go to the school of Elena Ferrante.
Like I'm all for like, you know, I mean, obviously, like again, something we talk about nearly every episode is Stacey McEwen and how excellent she is.
Yeah, her videos are very funny.
But like, you really don't know that much about her personal life. She does skits around her own books or funny little like she'll find a, you know, funny little audio and.
Yeah.
She had a really, really good series where she was like emulating like different FMC tropes.
Oh, that's fun.
And it was so funny. Like, so she keeps all of her stuff book themed, but that is like that social media account is her book account. I'm sure she probably has a personal Instagram account or a personal social media account that is private that is only for close friends and family.
And this is also the other thing. She should be allowed to have that.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. Like, she shouldn't have to put her personal life
like
up.
she puts some personal stuff up on there. So recently she's part of a group of authors, like a group of women authors. They have a podcast called The Found Family or Found Family. And one of them recently got married. So they were all sharing stuff around on their book related social media.
Yeah.
But that makes sense.
Yeah, that does.
Because like that gives you enough of an insight into her personal life without it being like, you know, we're not seeing photos of her kids.
Yeah.
You know, so it's hard. That's why like I'm always mildly hesitant to tag either of us in posts that are like that we post on the podcast Instagram, tagging ourselves in it.
Well, also because like if you look at I do be on I nearly knocked the table then. I do be on Instagram all of the time and I be lurking around and like whatever, but I'm not posting.
You want to know when my last Instagram post was?
Like the announcement of your child's birth. I think like
it was a long time.
One of their birthdays, I think. Like it.
My last Instagram post was December 2024.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, like and
it was when I got some really, really cute childcare photos back.
Yeah.
But
cute.
like I have posted very minimal things. I also have a private Instagram account. So no one can see anything unless I accept my followers. And I have I routinely go through my follower lists and delete people.
I think that's the thing as well is like, especially like for me, it's just kind of like, you know, I have a psychotic ex-boyfriend and I don't want my life out, like details of like identifiable details of my life.
Which one?
Fuck off.
Two of them could fall into that category.
Yeah, that's very true. The main one. But I think as well, like if you've got kids, like you would want to be watching it really closely. Like I saw a reel a couple of days ago and it was a woman going, if I knew you in high school and as a 30-year-old, I can go on your social media page and I haven't spoken to you in like 15, 17 years and I can tell you within 5 seconds your kids' names, their birth dates, and where they go to school. You are posting your kids online too much, which is like, and like I see there are some like people I know and I know them tangentially from like being in old Facebook groups together.
Yeah.
And it's like their accounts are public. They are with their full names on them and they are posting full face photos of their kids constantly without with their school uniforms on. Like it's so easy to identify. This has gone way off track from talking about Bestseller Lists. But yeah, I don't know. It's just like I tagged the podcast in like my latest Instagram post, but there's also like fuck all information. Like you wouldn't be able to glean much information from that post anyway. No. Like it's, I don't know. And I used to be a chronic oversharer online, and then I was like, I actually don't.
We grew up in like our young adulthood, you know, the MySpace to Facebook to Tumblr pipeline for our age bracket.
Thank
unhinged.
God that I deleted my old Tumblr because some of the shit on there, I would just honestly think the thought, edit the thought, and then maybe just put it in the group chat. Don't put it online.
don't
like
post
just
it
don't take it outside of the group chat.
Don't post it for the hundreds or thousands of followers that we had on Tumblr.
Oh God, so many. But yeah.
But we were also like our generation was also real good at the cryptic.
Yeah, I actually think that we should bring back posting as captioned song lyrics.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
I'm really all for that. I love the cryptics. Sometimes even now when I go to put an Instagram post up, I'm like, maybe I'll just put a song lyric and then I'm like, I'm going to get roasted for being old. But like it was a simpler time when I could post a really bad point and shoot camera selfie of myself with a Fall Out Boy lyric.
Yeah.
Oh God, it conveyed so much.
There were many, many lyrics.
Okay, I put my current favourite song when I did the What I Read in a Week post, I put my current favourite song on there, which is Love Takes Miles by Cameron Winter.
Nice.
And
I love that it gets like it's going to get increasingly obvious who's posting what based on what song gets added, I reckon.
100%.
And that's fun.
And that's fine. We should be able to tell who is using the post.
Maybe that should be how we can make people guess who's posting what based on whatever music's playing.
What?
That would be funny.
That would be very funny. Anyway,
But no,
how did we get to parasocial relationships from the bestseller list? Honestly, it's
Don't
just really,
remember.
it's a good thing that when we started this podcast, we said we'll be talking about books and probably going off topic 100 times because we love.
That's the concept of this podcast. I mean, look, we talked about all the bestseller stuff. That
Yep.
took, 45 minutes, the
Yep.
first 45 minutes of the episode. We've talked for nearly another 45 minutes about other stuff.
And that's fine. Okay. We love to get on and chat.
This is going to have the least amount of views. Listens. This episode, I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
It'll be fine. We can fix it in post. It's all good. Fix it in post.
I can fix it in post.
We can fix it in post. Eliza can fix it in post.
Yeah.
It's all good.
It'll be fine. No, I really wish I want to remember how we got onto parasocial relations.
Oh, we were talking about authors being content creators and then getting onto parasocial relationships from there, I think, was how we got there. Going back to bestseller lists and like, the Goodreads Choice Awards and everything like that. Goodreads Choice Awards. Why is that so hard for me to say? I'm looking forward to when at the end of the year we can do our top 10 list because I reckon it would be...
It's going to be rough.
It's going to be rough. Also, I want to try and guess what your top 10 will be at the end of the year. Because I will have some ideas.
Top 10. How about we give each other our top 10 books and we have to guess which one is number one?
Oh, see, I was thinking I would look at the books that you've read this year, try and write what I think your top 10 is, and then we go from there.
Okay.
Because I think that could be fun.
You're going to be sitting there going through books for us.
So many books. There's going to be so many books. Because I feel like if you're at 55 books already, you're going to get on to...
I will hopefully get to 100.
You're absolutely going to get to 100.
I need to read, 6 months left, 8 or 9 books every month between now and the end of the year.
I think you could do that.
I think I can. It just depends. Because, last year I had, this time last year I had a big reading slump.
Yeah.
But I was, this time last year.
You were moving back down to LA.
I was gearing up. I was doing one last clean of my old house. We were getting ready to leave Brisbane.
Jeez.
I was probably stressed out of my mind having had movers cancel on me 3 times. But yes, we left Brisbane on the 3rd of July, 2025.
Yay! And then you came down here and we started a podcast.
And I haven't left.
Woohoo!
Yeah. I mean, look, it was a long time coming. We'd been talking about doing a podcast for
so many
3 or 4 years. I think since around COVID.
Yeah, and I think we were going to, and then we were like, we'll start it when I come up to Brisbane and see you. And then we didn't, but we went and saw Red Handed live.
We did.
Which is what I've actually got Jess listening to Red Handed now.
Excellent. I need to catch up on that.
I haven't listened to Red Handed in ages, but we were talking about true crime podcasts. And I was like, listen to Red Handed. It's really funny.
Red Handed's really good.
Yeah, so that has been fun. I think Dale's been listening to Red Handed recently as well. Which, he was listening to it kind of at the same time we were as well, but I think he's got back to it.
I think they just have a good mix of, a little bit of levity, but I find that they're always very well researched, well presented.
Yeah.
And not absolutely. I know a lot of people that my sister loves My Favorite Murder. It's probably only we loved My Favorite Murder.
Yeah, I went through a huge stage where I only because I think My Favorite Murder, because I didn't really listen to, even now I don't really listen to that many podcasts, but when I first started listening to podcasts, I listened to Law.
Yeah.
By Aaron, I can't remember what his last name is, and My Favorite Murder.
Well, you got me onto My Favorite Murder.
Yeah. And I got onto My Favorite Murder because Catherine was messaging me saying they found the Golden State Killer, which was when, which was 2017, 2018.
28, I think in April 2018.
Yeah. And then I was like, what the hell is this? And then I started, I kind of Googled it, and the first thing that came up was a My Favorite Murder episode that they were doing kind of as they were finding out the information. And that's how I just went back and listened to the back catalogue. Yeah.
I did this. I think I pretty much did the same thing.
Yeah.
I think you were you just basically, you did to me what Catherine did to you.
Yeah. And then I think I don't know how I ended up listening to Red Handed, but I just found it somewhere and then I got you onto it. And then we went and saw them.
I remember seeing a girl, we probably both follow Shannon.
Yeah.
She loves Red Handed.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether maybe, you saw that or I saw that or we both saw that.
I think I saw Red Handed mentioned in like an article along with My Favorite Murder.
Yeah.
Because I think it was like, these are like true crime, like good female led true crime podcasts.
I mean, I love My Favorite Murder. I really do.
Yeah.
I do think sometimes their stuff isn't as well researched as it could be.
Yeah.
Um,
I find Karen really funny. But I haven't listened to My Favorite Murder in
Neither
years
have I.
now. But sometimes I'll go back and have a little nosy at my favorite episodes and stuff like that as well.
Like I think their format's good. Like I think
Yeah.
they're clearly fine. But yeah, I don't know. I found that I just wasn't necessarily enjoying the some of the stories that they were telling because they started to really detract. Like it wasn't all true crime.
Yeah.
Which is totally
Like
fine.
they've also been going for so long.
Like
now. It's got to be 10 years.
They were doing they've been doing some of the stories are really, really interesting. Like Karen loves to tell a natural disaster story.
Yeah, Karen does love a natural disaster story.
But I sometimes no, I don't really feel like that.
Yeah.
And Red Handed were just excellent with the way that their episodes are produced.
Yeah, they are very. Actually, Red Handed did what kind of first led to my interest in it. Red Handed did a really good episode on the mother and baby homes in Ireland. I think Hana did it.
Yeah.
And like Hana from Red Handed. I'm not talking about myself suddenly in the third person. And I really, really liked that. It was a fucking fantastic episode.
I also really enjoyed their shorthanded episodes where they just have their little random things.
Yeah. I just like them. I think they're funny. And maybe I'll go back and have a listen to them. But I haven't really I listened to Glue Factory, which is a very stupid podcast done by comedians. It's done by the comedian I was talking about with the parasocial relationship PhD. So it's Milo Edwards, Olga Koch, and I think his name's Riley Quinn.
Yeah.
He's not a comedian, but Milo and Olga are both comedians.
Okay.
And Milo and Riley have a podcast that's been going for ages called Trash Future, which is like a British political podcast.
Okay.
There's other hosts on that podcast. So I listen to Glue Factory. I listen to NADPod. I listen to I'm Grandmam, which is their names are Kevin and PJ, and they're two Irish guys. And it's literally they pick a theme each week and they just have a little catch up and then they talk about their theme each week. And it can be anything.
Man.
It's so chit chatty. And then, but when I started listening to them, I was like, wow, I've never had an original idea in my entire life.
Yeah.
So, they're just two Irish guys. And
that's fun.
Yeah, they're really fun. They're really funny. They did a really good episode on communions and confirmations, and it has me in stitches every single time I listen to it. It's very good.
That's so good. I don't listen to many podcasts anymore.
Are we over podcasted? Are podcasts dying just as we start to do that?
No, and I say that I think it's just that for starters, I work in a job where I can't actively listen to stuff as much anymore because my work requires more of my focus.
Yeah, when I changed roles, that was when I dropped off from listening to podcasts.
I also have less of a commute. I used to have an hour's commute when I was in Queensland. And then because I really picked back up reading, I think I've replaced a lot of what was my podcast time with audiobook time.
Yeah.
So I should get back into a lot of the podcasts because the only one I listen to consistently is Tales from the Sneaky Dragon, which is my D&D podcast.
Yes. Yeah.
And even then I go through phases where I will up until maybe 4 weeks ago, I hadn't listened to it in 6 months. So then I've spent the last month catching up.
Yeah.
And I don't mind doing it that way.
I do that with NADPod.
Because then it gives me a solid couple of weeks of listening to only that.
Yeah.
And I usually pick back up a podcast when I'm reading a book that either doesn't have an audiobook out yet, or if I've received an advanced copy of something and obviously the audiobook's not out then. Because I don't love reading two books at the same time.
We're very different.
Yes, I know. The only other podcast, and I say listen to very, very loosely because I put it on if I'm struggling to sleep, is That's Messed Up. It's part of the Exactly Right network.
Okay.
It's the podcast, the hosts, it's an SVU podcast.
Oh,
what they do
yeah.
is they recap an episode and then they talk about like the crime that like a crime that closely matches what happened in the episode,
Mm.
and then
That's actually kind of a cool concept.
yeah, it is
Yeah.
because like the producers have never explicitly said what crimes that they're inspired by, but like sometimes it's really
pretty
obvious.
I feel like that with Criminal Minds. Sometimes I'll be like, when I used to watch it with Mum, I would be like, they're trying to do BTK.
Oh,
or
yeah.
like, yeah.
And then on some episodes they've interviewed like cast members and
Yeah,
like
cool.
producers and people who've worked on the show and stuff.
Yeah.
So I put that on when I can't sleep.
Mm.
I don't make it through the episode. I sometimes will get like I will finish the recap of the episode, and as soon as I start talking about the true crime, I'm asleep.
There is a podcast that Justin has listened to this podcast. Honestly, I genuinely feel like since it started, and it's called Buntu Vista, and it is an Australian podcast, and it's by like, they were, I guess, like originally like Twitter funny people, and it was a political podcast.
I've heard of Bunta Vista.
It was a political podcast, and then I think it was in like 2021 where they were just like, we're changing from a current events podcast because everything's awful and shit and everything.
Fair enough.
And we're going to do small news for small minds. And they just find the stupidest articles and stuff online. They do 2 episodes a week because they do a free episode and then they do a paid episode. And Justin has like subscribed to it for ages, and we have like Pavloved ourselves because he started listening to it to go to sleep. Like he would listen to old episodes because he's like, I can't listen to the new ones when I'm going to sleep because then I like stay awake trying to listen to it. So he'd put the old episodes on, and we listen to it every single night. And there's like over 400 episodes, so it's fine. But yeah, we listen to it a lot, and it's funny. They're just like funny, nice people. They have stupid segments. They have one called Big Egg where they just talk about different egg news.
Love that.
Then they have like Subway reviews is one of their latest segments where they just read 1-star reviews of different subways around the world, like the sandwich shop, not like the train stations.
Yeah.
And then they've got Dutch Watch where they talk about Dutch news. Like just the stupidest stuff you could possibly imagine, and they talk about that, and it's just funny, lighthearted stuff. Yeah, big recommend. They did a live show in Brisbane because they're based in Brisbane. Most of them are based in Brisbane. I think one of the hosts lives in Canberra. But they did a live show in Brisbane like last month, and Justin and I were like, do we buy plane tickets and fly up and watch that?
Fair enough.
But I think that they talked about maybe doing a live show in Melbourne in like September, October, and Justin and I were like, maybe we go. So yeah, but that's pretty much all I listen to, and that's like a Pavlov thing, where I'm like, if I don't hear the Bunta Vista theme song, then it's not bedtime.
Oh, I think I've Pavloved myself a little bit with the That's My Start stuff too.
Yeah,
because more often than not, I get like 15 minutes into the episode recap and I am asleep. Because the good thing is like I have seen most of SVU, like up until like maybe the last 2 seasons.
I haven't watched SVU.
Like I usually try and go back and find like something in the first like 10 seasons because I've seen those episodes many times.
Yeah.
So, I'll find something from like season 7 and put it on and be like, cool, I've seen this episode. I know what happened, so I don't need to like pay attention. And yeah, I almost always fall asleep. It's quite funny.
I used to, if I couldn't sleep, I would put on My Favorite Murder or Red Handed, and Justin was like, can you stop listening to true crime when you're trying to go to sleep? And I would be like, why? And he's like, 'cause like I'm already prone to having nightmares. Like I have really bad and I have like the nightmares where I'm like sitting up screaming type of nightmares. And I have had since I was like a very, very, very small child. So it just doesn't go away. And then Justin's just like, it's getting worse. And he's like, maybe don't go, I'm going to try and relax and go to sleep and listen to stories of people getting murdered. And I'm like, interesting. Maybe I won't do that.
That's why you stopped listening. You can listen to Case File from memory.
Case File. Yeah, I had a really horrible nightmare about the Case File narrator. And like, I know that Case File's a good podcast, but I'm not listening to that man speak. Like,
it haunts her nightmares.
Just not happening. It's absolutely not happening. So
I love Case File for the record.
I think Case File's excellent. Like I think he's quite a good researcher.
And the fact that he's managed to stay anonymous.
Icon. No parasocial relationship here.
No, I mean like there's plenty of speculation, and like I think the most that they've gotten is that he's a former police officer.
Yeah, that's
A
I think
former
that.
New South Wales police officer.
Oh, see, I thought he was Queensland, but
Possibly both.
maybe. But yeah,
But that's the most they got.
so now when I couldn't sleep a couple nights ago, we don't do phones in our bedroom.
No,
So like
I
we
know
don't
that.
have our phones in our bedroom. So we just have like we have an old tablet which essentially just has like a podcast app on it so that we can listen to Buddha Vista. And I put on like old castle rain sounds and then I fell asleep. And it was good.
Honestly, vibes.
It was really good, honestly.
That's like one of my like reading vibes things.
I see.
I will go to YouTube and find like medieval setting with a thunderstorm, and I'm sat.
And I didn't do this. And this is another way that we were talking previous episode about how my reading's changed since we started the podcast. This is another thing is I used to either listen to music or listen to like silence when I was reading. Like I would not have anything else on. And I have discovered the joys of putting on
Ambience.
Oh, yeah. And I'm on there and I'm like Victorian Library rain sounds or old castle ambient with thunderstorm in distance, blah, blah, blah. And I'm on those 10-hour videos in YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm putting on my AirPods. I'm putting on noise cancelling and I am locked in.
It changes the game.
Locked. That was how I read It's Not the Night and the Moth. It's the other Rachel Gillig book.
One Dark Window.
One Dark Window. I put one of them on and I was like 300 pages in before I knew it because I was.
I did that with And Now Back to You, one of the books I read last month.
Oh, fun.
Because it was a snowstorm. So I literally was like, Mountain Lodge snowstorm.
Yes.
And I had it. So I had like, and because it was also pissing down with rain here and windy, it was just surround sound nature.
Beautiful.
And I was on the couch under a blanket. I had a cup of tea.
It's beautiful.
It was a wonderful time.
That sounds nice. It's nice. It's also, I think for me, because I have like a buzzy brain that sometimes having that on, like just ambient noise in the background kind of gives me, it's not something to like focus on, but it helps me focus on what I'm, or focus only on what I'm reading, I think.
It gives the back end of the brain a distraction.
Yeah.
So that the part you're trying to focus on can focus.
The only problem is that I find it really relaxing. So sometimes I'll all of a sudden, like I'll wake up because my book's fallen on my face.
Oh,
and I'm
yeah.
like, I'm awake now. So yeah, it's good. It's nice. I love a little bit of a vibe set. So
I have fallen asleep on the couch with like, I'm using my phone in my hand here, but with my Kindle, and I've fallen asleep and it's just like, no, it's like this. Like, because I'll be sitting on the couch there and leaning and I'll have it in my hand. I'm still holding it, but it's like just slid sideways.
Yeah. I think Emma, it must be Emma that's got it, but Emma's got one of the ones, like the Kindle holder that you like put it on the arm and you clip it on your bedside table and then she's got a clicker. So she doesn't even have to hold her Kindle out. I'm like, fuck, that's the height of luxury. I need that shit for my Kobo.
Yeah, I have an arm,
so
but I can't.
good.
It doesn't clip onto my bed frame properly.
I got to invest in one of them because I think that it would just be, especially because it's so cold at the moment. I don't want my hands sticking out.
Yeah.
I just want like to.
You can get ones that are on like independent stands.
I've seen them. Yeah,
that's what I want.
Oh,
and I want the page clicker.
Because also, I was thinking if I had one of them and a page clicker, I could knit and read at the same time. Because I can't find that a bit hard. Because like when I'm knitting and reading at the moment, I like sit. Obviously, this is an audio medium, so you can't see. But like I sit like this with my like foot on my knee and my Kobo resting on my knee while my knitting's here, and then I like have to
pinky
flick
tap
it with my pinky, and it's a heinous. It never works, and then I'm like, oh, my leg hurts because I'm sitting like a fucking pretzel. So yeah, I would love to get one of them, even if it's just like for the couch, because that would be good. I need to go shopping.
I also really love the ridiculous like mirror. I think we've talked about it before, the mirrored glasses.
I, for the longest time, couldn't figure out what they were, and I kept seeing people wear them online, and I'm like, what?
I would never use them because I feel like it would hurt. Like I would give myself a headache.
It's so you can sit like this and read a book, right?
Yeah. So it's supposed to help with your posture. You can either sit or you can be like laying down, whatever. It gives you can hold your book 90 degree, like perpendicular to your face essentially.
Okay.
I don't think I could do that.
No, I also think that
I do think every single video ever made using those glasses is hysterical.
Yeah, I think also like I have to wear glasses to read. So I feel like if I'm put them on over the top of my glasses, it would be really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So I don't think I would get them. But I do think that they're very funny. But I'm not going to I'm not double fisting glasses.
No, God, no.
Absolutely not. Well, I was going to say, I'm going to end it like they end Bunta Vista, and I'm going to say, well, that's been an episode of Mismatched Readers Club. Because that's how they end Bunta Vista by like, it'll sometimes just be like, they'll say a sentence and Ben, one of the hosts, will just go, well, that's been an episode of Bunta Vista. And then the episode ends.
And honestly, it's been that chaotic at this point.
Yeah.
We've had almost an hour of yapping here.
It's fine. We had almost an hour of yapping in the previous eepisode.
Yeah. I mean, but we covered too much in the last episode, I think, and left us no filler for this episode.
Dry. But that's okay. We got there. We rallied in there, and also we did the thing. I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna have a snack, and it's gonna perk us both up. But we snacked really quickly, and then it made us both sleepy.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I need to rally. I've got activities
You've got to go
tonight.
play. So you got to go play D&D tonight, don't you?
Oh my god, it's gonna be okay. I'll rally. I'll nap on the bus home.
I want to do something fun tonight, but Dan's always tired.
Yeah.
Which is like
That's
absolutely fair. Like I'm not annoyed at him for being tired. I'm just like, I want to do
fun.
things.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll do that, and then I don't know what we're going to do on the weekend. I'm going to try and read a lot on the weekend. We shall see. I've got to finish a book.
I haven't even started what I'm going to read this month. Like, I have a very, very loose... Actually, that's something we'll probably talk about here, even though this episode comes out halfway through July.
That's fine.
The start of July. It is the 3rd, and I have a very, very... And this is unlike me, a very loose idea of what I'm reading this month.
Yeah, normally you plan.
I normally have a pretty
well.
planned TBR. I have... Because the thing is I have 4 releases coming out this month that I'm very excited for.
Yes. Yeah.
2 of them come out... as of recording this, 2 of them come out next week.
Mm-hmm.
One of them comes out on the 21st, and the last one comes out at the end of the month.
Yeah.
So there's 4 books already on my list.
Yeah.
The one that comes out on the 28th, I might not get to because it literally comes out like 3 days.
That's a quick wrap up of that.
But if it's I read it's the first book in the series, Nightshade, in 2 sittings.
Oh wow!
I burned through it in 2 nights after work. Done.
Yeah.
I stayed up until like 1 a.m. finishing it because I was like, I need to know how this finishes. This is getting good. So, provided that the second book, Daybreak, isn't like twice as long, as long as I've finished up whatever else I'm reading before that comes out, there's no reason why I won't finish it by the end of the month.
Yeah.
And the only other books I have on my list, I'm rereading A Forbidden Alchemy in preparation for A Forsaken Prophecy that comes out on the 21st. We've got our wheel spin, which was, what was it called? Bat Eater, the many something. We've already forgotten.
Oh my god. Bat Eater and the many names for Cora Zhang.
Yes, something like that.
Yeah.
We'll remember, don't worry. That's on the list. I am going to start the Witcher series.
Oh yes,
by Andrei Sapkowski. So like I might read 3 books in that series.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I do want to read one cozy fantasy. I just haven't worked out which. I'm 50-50, but I do think I'm going to read apparently Sir Cameron Needs to Die.
Yeah.
Because
what a title.
Either that or I want to read Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldry.
Oh yeah, I saw that at Dimmicks last week.
Because I have that now. So one of those 2. I haven't decided.
I think
by the time this comes out, I will have probably read half of those books.
I think I'm going to read... I'm definitely going to finish Worry Doll. That's like probably straight up at the moment. And then I'll finish the Fallen, which is the book about the Magdalene laundries that I'm reading. Because I'm kind of like, I'm already over halfway through that. So I'll definitely finish it. And it's I've been getting through it pretty quickly. And then I want to start Wolf Hall, but I'm not going to put any pressure on myself to like finish Wolf Hall this month because it's going to be my like winter read.
Yeah. So you've effectively got 8 weeks to read it.
Yeah. So I'm just not going to put any kind of pressure on it. But apart from that, I don't really know what obviously our book challenge book. And then I think I'll probably do Sword Heart by T. Kingfisher.
Yeah.
Because Dagger Heart comes out next month, I'm pretty sure. And I would like to read them pretty quickly so I don't like lose the the thread, I guess, of them. So Bat Eater and Other Names for Corazang is what the book is called. So I was pretty close.
You were almost bang on, I
That's
think,
cool.
actually.
And also the one that's coming up as like related underneath, The Lamb by Lucy Rose, I think.
Yes.
I really do want to read that. It's like about a very intense mother-daughter relationship and like cannibalism, I think. It's like a folk tale. They live in a forest or something. I feel I've picked it up so many times since it's been published where I've been like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna read this because I think it's been out for about a year.
Yeah, it came out in January, according to this.
I think
But that could be the paperback version.
I think it's Australian.
29th of April 2025.
Yeah, I was going to say.
The hardcover was published.
Yeah, it came out like about a year ago, I think. So yeah, I really want to read that because I've seen a lot of people.
Have you read Tender as the Flesh?
No, I haven't. And I don't remember what it's about. But why is this vaguely giving me the... Oh, no, I haven't read this. Her other book was one of my friends, like, she was like, this is my favorite book of the past 10 years. And what is it called? It's...
The Unworthy?
It's... Yes. I was going to say, or is it... Oh, no, Starving Saints is Caitlin Starling. Yeah, it's The Unworthy, and this is like, it's like insane nuns and cannibalism and something, I think. Oh, no, sorry, the cannibalism one is Starving Saints, but this... Yeah, she read this and said it was incredible.
Yeah, you know what's actually funny is a girl I follow on TikTok. I have forgotten her username. I'm very sorry. She's British and she reads a lot of like horror stuff. She really liked Tender as the Flesh.
Yeah.
And read this and she was like, I don't know how to feel about it.
Oh, interesting. It's very, very popular from what I've seen.
Yeah, she's like, I just don't know how I feel.
It's shorter than I expected. I didn't realize 224 pages. That's it.
Yeah, Tender as the Flesh is
a bit longer, I think.
224 pages apparently.
Wow, a diva is consistent. Yeah, I would be interested to read them. I really like the covers of those books, actually.
The Lamb's not too long, 336.
Yeah, I actually think The Lamb I had on Libby and it came up when I was like trying to finish 4 books and I was like, not now.
Not right now.
Dude, that's always what it is. And it's like I forget I put stuff on hold on Libby and it will be when I'm like fighting for my life trying to finish something and then it'll be like, hey, this book that you put on hold 6 months ago is available. And I'm like, get out of here.
So this is published by Hana. I mean, we can get this in several places.
Yes, we can.
So I would like to get this cover if we can.
That cover of, we're looking at the book challenge that we're reading at the moment, that's a beautiful cover.
Like I really want to get, I am hoping that this is the UK cover, but I don't think it is because it looks like it's.
I think
that's the international cover.
I really like that.
Anyway. But yes, we are reading The Bat Eater, Jesus Christ, there's no D in it. Bat Eater and Other Names for Corazang.
By Kylie Lee Baker for our reading challenge. So in our next episode, we will... Eliza successfully finished our previous wheel challenge and I failed it in spectacular fashion.
Well, so, I mean, look, the one before that, the year we were born, I kind of failed because I changed books.
That's fine. You still finished it.
I did still finish the book in the end.
So, yeah, we will update you in the next episode about Bat Eater.
And what we thought of it. I think we're both going to really enjoy it.
I reckon we are both going to enjoy it. I think it's going to be very good.
Spotify Best Horror Books of 2025. Kobo Best Horror Books of 2025. Bookright Best Books of 2025.
Yeah, it's got a lot of... It's well lauded, I think.
Yes, compelling, gory, ghostly romp.
Oh, I'm excited. I think it'll be really good.
Anyway,
all right, let's wrap it up.
That's it for today. We will see you in 2 weeks.
In the next episode. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.